Okay, good morning all. Yesterday, we have started a new chapter that is symmetrical components and fault analysis. Okay, and today we are going to see the same chapter. So, meanwhile, we shall discuss the topics what we have covered in the last class. So, that's why I'm sharing my screen here. Please go through this. So, as we have already discussed that, so in the case of symmetrical components and fault analysis, we are doing the fault analysis for unsymmetrical faults. Okay, so when unsymmetrical faults are existing in your power system, then how do we analyze and how we are going to determine the magnitude of current as well as the voltages. Okay, so these are very, very important. So that's why we have compared the symmetrical fault analysis and now with the unsymmetrical fault analysis. So this is, even though chapter name is symmetrical components and fault analysis, but this is completely unsymmetrical fault analysis. Please do remember this point. This is a very, very important one. Then what is the main difference between symmetrical fault analysis and unsymmetrical fault analysis? So in the case of symmetrical fault analysis, we have discussed about the balanced power systems in which the magnitudes of voltages, currents and the phase angle between the voltage and currents are equal. At the same time, the impedances are also same in all the three phases. But in the case of unsymmetrical fault analysis, the system may get unbalanced. So because of this, the voltage and currents may not be equal for any two phases, and the impedances of the three phases are unevenly distributed. That means unevenly. That means impedances of all the three phases are not equal. Okay, so whenever this situation comes into the picture, obviously it is very complex to determine, or it is very highly complicated to observe the behavior of that particular system. So that's why we are converting that unsymmetrical or unbalanced phasors to a balanced phasors, and we can apply the same symmetrical fault analysis in this case also, in order to determine, okay, in order to determine the behavior of the given system under unsymmetrical faults. And as we know that unsymmetrical faults are mainly line to ground fault, line to line fault, line to line to ground fault, and triple line to ground faults. Okay, and yesterday we have seen the Fortskis method. Actually, the vector diagram. We have seen the vector diagram. So we are resolving that unbalanced phasors into a balanced symmetrical components, that too with the use of Fortskis method. Okay, now see, that's why I told you several times that please try to admit the class before the 5 minutes. Okay, once the class has been started, this causes so many technical problems. You don't understand those ones. Okay, now we are in college, so obviously there are some power fluctuations are also there. Because of that power fluctuations, obviously power may loss, and that will cause the internet is also going loss. Okay, we lost the internet also. Okay, now you see here. So as we already know that we are going to resolve the, I mean, we are going to express the unbalanced phasors into a balanced phasors using symmetrical components. And in that aspect, already we have seen the phase sequence also. So ABC, if you are considering ABC is a phase sequence, obviously that is nothing but that is equal to the positive phase sequence. See, in this particular case, we are considering, or we are taking, or we are expressing one unbalanced voltage or current, whatever it may be. Okay, that may be either unbalanced voltage or current. We are expressing that unbalanced phasor into three sets of balanced voltages or three sets of balanced currents. This is a very, very important. See, somebody has raised some doubt. See, roll number 288. ఒక్క నిమిషం అండి. ఒక్కసారి 288 మీరు ఒకసారి మాట్లాడండి. మీరు అసలు ఈ క్లాస్ కాదు కదా, ఈ గ్రూప్ కాదు కదా.
అదే అడుగుతున్నాను సార్, ఇది ఎంసీ క్లాసా కాదా అని.
అలా కాదండి, మీరు ఈ గ్రూప్ కాదు కదా, మీరు గ్రూప్ 2 కదా.
అంటే మాకు ఒక విషయం ప్లీజ్ సార్, నిన్న మాకు ఎంపీఎంసీ క్లాసు మత్స్యరావు సార్ తీసుకున్నారు సార్.
ఓకే.
ఇప్పుడు మాకు ఎంపీఎంసీ క్లాస్ ఇంకా లింక్ పెట్టలేదు, ఒకవేళ ఆ లింక్ ఏమో అని చెప్పి నేను జాయిన్ అయ్యాను సార్.
ఇప్పుడు మధుసూదన్ గారు చెప్తున్నారా? మీకు ఎంపీఎంసీ గణేష్ గారు కదా,
ఆయన రావట్లేదు కదా సార్ 2 రోజుల నుంచి. కరోనా వల్ల దేని వల్ల రావట్లేదు, నేను టేకప్ చేస్తున్నాను అన్నట్టు చెప్పారు సార్. ఒకవేళ ఆ క్లాస్ ఏమో అని చెప్పి లింక్ ఆన్ చేసి లోపలికి వస్తే మీరేమో సర్క్యూట్స్ ఏదో చెప్తున్నట్టున్నారు కదా సార్, అందుకే అడుగుతున్నా.
నువ్వు అసలు పవర్ సిస్టమ్స్ అనాలిసిస్, నీకు సర్క్యూట్స్ అంటే ఏంటో తెలియట్లేదు. నేను ఏం చెప్తున్నాను కూడా అర్థం కావట్లేదు నీకు. ఇది యాక్చువల్గా గ్రూప్ 1లో పిఎస్సి క్లాస్ జరుగుతుంది. గ్రూప్ 2 లింక్ ఇది కాదు. యాక్చువల్గా మధుసూదన్ గారు నిన్న మీకు ఈ లింక్ పెట్టుంటారు. ఎందుకంటే రెండింటికి
నిన్న పెట్టారు సార్, నిన్నే పెట్టారు.
రెండింటికి కామన్ లింక్ అని ఇది పెట్టినట్టున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు నాకు తెలియదు మరి, ఆయన ఇప్పుడు మాకు గ్రూప్ 1 ఎంపీ పిఎస్సి క్లాస్ ఎవరు ఉన్నారండి? గ్రూప్ 1 వాళ్ళు ఎవరన్నా, గ్రూప్ 2 వాళ్ళు ఎవరన్నా ఉన్నారా?
ఉన్నారు సార్, కొంతమంది ఉన్నాం సార్. లీవ్ అయిపోతున్నాం సార్, సారీ సార్.
మీరు లీవ్ అయిపోండి, గ్రూప్ 2 వాళ్ళు లీవ్ అయిపోండి.
ఓకే సార్, ఓకే సార్, ఓకే సార్, సారీ సార్.
పర్వాలేదు. మీరు గ్రూప్ 2 వాళ్ళు లీవ్ అయిపోండి చెప్తాను. లెఫ్ట్ అయిపోండి, మీరు మీటింగ్ లెఫ్ట్ అవ్వండి. గ్రూప్ 2 వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా ఉంటే మీటింగ్ లెఫ్ట్ అయిపోండి. ఇది పిఎస్ఏ క్లాస్ గ్రూప్ 1కి. గ్రూప్ 2 వాళ్ళు లెఫ్ట్ అవ్వండి. గ్రూప్ 2 ఇంకా ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా? See, this class is only for group 1 PSA. Subject name is PSA, Power System Analysis. If any group 2 member is admitting in this particular group, you please leave. You please leave this session. You please make a phone call to Madhusudan Garu and you please inquire about the link also. So I think no one is there, right? Okay, let's continue. Okay. So anyway, symmetrical components of transformation. So how do we convert the unbalanced phasors to balanced phasors? See, just with the use of symmetrical components. So these symmetrical components has been introduced by Fortescue. Okay, Fortescue. Just wait a minute. I will write down the name. So Fortescue method. Okay, this is also Fortescue. So Fortescue has been introduced this one. So obviously the symmetrical components topic has been named as a Fortescue's method. So with the use of this Fortescue's method, we are converting the unbalanced phasors to balanced phasors, that too 3 sets of balanced voltages and currents. Okay, that is also very important. So VA, VB, VC, already we have seen how these voltages comes from the phasor diagram. So please try to remember that you can express this complex parameter as alpha, or in some textbooks it is also expressed as A. So whatever it may be, whether it is A or whether it is alpha, the value of that particular parameter is 1 at an angle 120 degrees. And obviously we have discussed that it is having some important properties. It is having some important properties. So what are the important properties here? Now you see here alpha square is equal to 1 at an angle 120. Yesterday I have solved this one also. And later alpha cube is equal to 1, and later 1 plus alpha square is equal to 0. Okay. Now, if we are considering the phase sequences A, B, C, so here the three sets of voltages or currents are nothing but positive sequence components, negative sequence components, and zero sequence components. Okay, symmetrical components are mainly classified into positive sequence, negative sequence, and zero sequence components. Okay, so if you are considering the phase sequence of like this, so this is a positive sequence. So this is positive sequence, and the components are expressed in terms of a suffix 1. So VA1, VB1, and similarly VC1. So these are the three components. So suffix 1 indicates that that is a positive sequence component. Okay. So please try to remember that now we are expressing balanced phasors with the use of symmetrical components. So this is VA1, and this is VB1, and this is VC1. Now the phase sequence is like this. So the phase sequence is A, B, C. Now A, B, C. So VB1 lags VA1 by some angle 120 degrees, and VC1 lags VB1 by 120 degrees. But you should go in this direction. Suppose if you are considering, or if you are taking VA1 as a reference, now how can we express VB1 in terms of VA1? Now you see here, see, you do not come in this direction. Yesterday I have clearly explained that. So whenever you are expressing VB1 in terms of VA1, you should not go in this direction. Why? Because this is the counterclockwise direction of the phase sequence what we have considered. So we have taken the direction in this way, and you should not consider in this direction. So obviously VA1 is equal to, suppose if you want to express VB1 in terms of VA1, so you have to add, now you see here 120 and another 120. So obviously alpha square into VA1. Similarly, VC1 is equal to alpha into VA1. So these are very, very important points. Please try to remember. If you are considering the phase sequence in this direction, and VA1, VB1, VC1 are the positive phase sequence components, voltages. Okay. Similarly, likewise, you are also having current vectors also, but we are not going to discuss about those. Whatever it may be, voltage or current, the formula is same: VB1, VA1, VC1. And if you are considering VA1 as a reference, and you can express VB1 is in terms of VA1 as alpha square into VA1, VC1 is equal to alpha into VA1. So similarly, if you are considering a negative sequence components, so suffix 2 is nothing but a negative sequence component. So if you are taking VA2 in this way, so what is the difference between the positive sequence and the negative sequence? Only the phase sequence is different. The remaining is as it is. So here, instead of ABC, now we are considering ACB. That means, so this is B and this is C. So this is VB2 and this is VC2. Okay. Again, if you are considering VA2 as a reference, if you want to express VB2 and VC2 in terms of VA2, now VB2 is equal to, you should go in this direction, not in this reverse direction. So VB2 is equal to alpha into VA2. Similarly, VC2 is equal to alpha square into VA2. So this is positive sequence and this is negative sequence. And what do you mean by zero sequence? So if you are considering again three vectors, zero sequence, that means there is no phase difference between the components. So phase difference between the components are equal to 0. So in that particular case, so VA naught is equal to VB naught is equal to VC naught. Why? Because all the three phasors are equal. So VB naught, this is, and this is VC naught. So all the three voltages are equal. So VA naught is equal to VB naught is equal to VC naught. Now this is for positive sequence voltages, and this is negative sequence voltages, and these are zero sequence voltages. Already we have seen all these points in the last class, right? Okay. So this just we have seen. Now see here from this, so we have stopped at this one. Now consider a set of three voltages. So those three voltages are unbalanced phasors. So VA, VB, VC. So whatever may be. So here VA, VB and VC are the three unbalanced phasors. So VA, VB, VC are three unbalanced phasors. Now this VA can be considered as the sum of three. Here every unbalanced phasor, in every unbalanced phasor is expressed as a sum of three sequence components: positive sequence component, negative sequence component and zero sequence component. So likewise, so here VA is equal to VA1 plus VA2 plus VA0, and VB is equal to VB1 plus VB2 plus VB0. Similarly, VC is equal to VC1 plus VC2 plus VC0. So even though if you consider any phase voltage, VB or VA or VC, whatever it may be, but that is expressed as a sum of three components. So for positive sequence component, negative sequence component and zero sequence component. So the graphical representation for this particular VA, VB, VC is like this. Now you see here. Okay. Okay, now you see here VA1, VB1 and VC1, and VA2, VB2, VC2, and VC0, VA0, VB0. Okay, so all these components are gets connected. So finally VA, VB, VC are unbalanced phasors. Okay, just wait a moment. Okay, so this is the overall phasor diagram of three unbalanced phasors VA, VB and VC, right? Now you see here. Suppose VA, VB, VC, already we have considered these ones. If we want to express See, if we want to express these voltages, VA, suppose I'm considering VA. So similarly, you can take VB and you can take VC also. So if we want to express this VA phasor in terms of three components, so VA1, VA2, and VA0. So positive sequence, negative sequence, and zero sequence components. So similarly, if we want to express VB in terms of VA1, VA2, VA0, how can we express that? So VB1. So VB1, VB1, similarly VB2, VB1, and VB2, and VB0. So first of all, already we have considered the phasor diagram of ABC, positive sequence. So in that particular case, VB1 represents the positive sequence component. So VB1 is equal to alpha square into VA1. Already we have seen that one. So alpha square into VA1. So similarly, VB2 is expressed as alpha into VA2. Why? Because already the phase has been shifted. ACB now, the phase sequence. So similarly, VB0 is equal to VA0. And similarly, VC1 is equal to alpha into VA1 and alpha square into VA2 and VN. So all these voltage, expressions comes from the phasor diagrams already we have seen. Okay. And if you are writing the above equations, in terms of a matrix form, you just see here. So VA, VB, VC, okay, 1, 1, 1, 1 alpha square alpha, 1 alpha alpha square. Exactly. So VA0, VA1, VA2, right? Now, here the first matrix, 3 by 3 matrix, I am considering it as A. Okay, I am considering it as a A. Please try to observe how I am going to write down all these equations. So this can be completely obtained from the above equations. So VA will be in matrix form like this. Now, if I am taking this one, obviously this is A. Now, if you want to express VA0, VA1, now you see here. So from this, if you bring this A to this side, obviously that will becomes A inverse multiplied by VA, VB, VC, right? Now see here, what is A inverse? So obviously you know how to determine the inverse of 3 by 3 matrix. So if you are determining the inverse of 3 by 3 matrix, obviously you will get this. So 1, 1, 1, 1 alpha alpha square. See, this is alpha. This becomes 1, 1, 1, 1 alpha alpha square, 1 alpha square alpha. This is just quite opposite to this one, A. If you determine A inverse, obviously you will get this one. Now, the symmetrical components in terms of VA, VB, VC are obtained. Just see here. ఇదంతా ఎందుకు చేసామండి? ఎందుకని అంటే వన్స్ ఇప్పుడు నేను VA, VB, VC ఇచ్చినా మీరు VA0, VA1, VA2 ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఆర్ VA0, VA1, VA2 ఇచ్చినా VA, VB, VC ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. Now you see here. Now the symmetrical components in terms of unbalanced phasor. So here particularly I am stressing on the unbalanced phasor. So what are the unbalanced phasors? So VA, VB, VC are unbalanced phasors. Okay, now the symmetrical components VA0, VB, VA1, VC2 is you can multiply this one. Now you see here. Right. Now you see here, just so VA0, VA1, VA2 is equal to A inverse. So A in 1 by 3 multiplied by this one. Okay. Just wait a moment. I shall write this for you people. So VA0, VA1, VA2. Okay. So this is a matrix which is equal to 1 by 3 multiplied by 1 1 1 1 alpha alpha square 1 alpha square alpha multiplied by VA VB VC. Now you see here, just you see here. So VA VB VC. So here VA naught is equal to 1 by 3 multiplied by VA plus VB plus VC. Similarly, VA1 is equal to 1 by 3 multiplied by this one into this one. So అదే ఇక్కడ నేను రాశానండి, జస్ట్ ఒకసారి చూడండి. Okay, now you see here. So VA naught is equal to 1 by 3 multiplied by VA plus VB plus VC. So this one you will get. So VB1, so our VA1 also, you can also consider that as a VA1. So VA1 is equal to 1 by 3 VA plus alpha into VB plus alpha square into VC. Yes, we got the correct answer. Now VA2 already VA2 is equal to 1 by 3 multiplied by VA plus alpha square into VB plus alpha into VC, right? So if I have given you the three unbalanced phasors VA, VB, VC, if I asked you to determine VA naught, VB naught, VC naught, obviously it is very easy. So a vice versa is also possible. Vice versa is also possible. Vice versa means if I will give you VA, VB, VC information, then it is possible to obtain VA naught, VA1, VA2. Similarly, if I have given you VA naught, VA1, VA2, definitely you may also get VA, VB, VC also. Okay. Now similarly, this is for current vectors. So just now I talked about the voltage vectors, and this is about the current vectors. So you can also apply the same concept for the current vectors also. Okay. Now here, please note down the problem based on this. VA is equal to 180 at an angle of 0 degrees. VB is equal to 180 at an angle of 245 degrees. VC is equal to 180 at an angle of 105. Find the zero sequence component of three phases. Just you please solve this. Please note down the problem and solve this. Okay, please all of you see this. See, the problems are very, very easy to solve in the symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical fault analysis also. But the only thing is you need to focus. So what are the given, what is the given data, and how can we proceed to find out the unknown data and what you are asked to determine. So here VA, VB, VC. So all these three are unbalanced phasors, and that means you have been given unbalanced phasors information and you have been asked to determine the sequence component. That means balanced zero sequence component. So balanced zero sequence component means already we know that VA naught is equal to VB naught is equal to VC naught. So as far as that particular equation is concerned, so 1 by 3 multiplied by VA plus VB plus VC. So VA is equal to 180 at an angle of 0, 180 at an angle of 245, 180 at an angle of 105. So if you add all these things, obviously you will get 19.47. So there's a problem. So this is also easy to solve, right? So next you please note down the another one. In a three-phase system, RYB is the phase sequence, then IR is equal to 300 at an angle of 300 degrees. IY is equal to, see, these are the very simple problems. So that's why I have not explaining these problems on the whiteboard, right? IR is equal to 300 at an angle of 300, IY is equal to 500 at an angle of 240, IB is equal to 1000 at an angle of 60 degrees. So calculate the positive, negative, zero sequence components. So directly has mentioned that unbalanced phasor information IR, IY, IB. And you have been asked to verify what is IR1. Okay. Similarly, IR2 and IR0. Is it okay? Now take this problem as a homework problem and you just try to solve it. Everything is clear. Everything is clear. So there is nothing difficult in it to determine the negative sequence or zero sequence components. Next, the power in terms of symmetric. This is a very important question. Definitely you may expect this question directly in your external examinations or as well as internal examinations also. So that is very important question. Please keep more focus on this. Power in terms of symmetrical components. So this already we know how to or what is the equation that we are going to use for explaining or for expressing the complex power. But in this particular case, we are trying to explain or we are trying to express the total complex power. That means total complex for three phase, not only for single phase. So that's why VA, originally, frankly speaking, complex power is equal to VI conjugate. VI conjugate. So, but for a three-phase system, you are having A, B, C phases. So obviously the voltage on A phase is equal to VA multiplied by IA, VB multiplied by IB, VC multiplied by IC. So likewise, you are going to add all the powers in a three phases in order to get the total complex power of a three-phase system. Okay, now this is the case. So S is equal to VA into IA conjugate plus VB into IB conjugate plus VC into IC conjugate. Now if you are converting this above equation in terms of a matrix form, obviously you will get this one. S is equal to this is one of size, so this is 1 by 3 and this is 3 by 1. So if you multiply these two matrices, obviously you will get the resultant matrix of 1 by 1. Now see here, S is equal to this one 1 by 3 and this is equal to 3 by 1. You will get this equation, right? Okay, now this row can be converted into a column by considering a transpose here. If you are considering the transpose of this uh, particular matrix of size 1 by 3, obviously you will get the resultant matrix of size 3 by 1. So obviously VA, VB, so this is a resultant vector. So the above equation can also be written as, so this is nothing but transpose. So if we apply transpose, means obviously rows becomes columns and columns becomes rows. Okay, now this is the case. Why I am considering this one? Why? Because already in the previous case we have obtained a VA, VB, VC phasors in terms of symmetrical components. Already we know this one. We know already this vector. So that's why we have converted this in terms of transpose. Okay. Now you see here. So if already we know that. So just now I told you that already we know that VA, VB, VC is equal to 1, 1, 1, 1 alpha square alpha, 1 alpha alpha square. That already we have taken it as A multiplied by VA0 to VA1 to VA2. So this I can take it as V. This I can take it as a V. So but we need the transpose of the matrix. We need the transpose of this one. Okay. Now you see here. So according to the rule of mathematics or matrices, if you are considering AV whole transpose is equal to AV whole transpose is equal to this should not be equal to A transpose into V transpose. This is equal to V transpose into A transpose. So definitely in order to understand this point, you must have some information regarding the matrices. So AB whole transpose is equal to B transpose into A transpose. You can write down like that. Okay. Now, if you write V transpose here, now what is V here? Now you see V here. Okay, so I will explain again the symmetrical. Why? Because this is a very, very important concept. So I will explain this in tomorrow's class also. But please focus more. Don't absent for the classes. These are very, very important and very easy chapters also to score good marks. Do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, you please raise your hand. Okay, thank you.